And tributes are paid to Roy Hackett, the civil rights campaigner at the heart of the Bristol Bus Boycott of the 1960s. He's died at the age of 93.
One of the UK's most influential civil rights campaigners, Roy Hackett, has died at the age of 93. He helped organise the Bristol Bus Boycott, the campaign in 1963 to end the Bristol Omnibus Company's colour bar on employing black and Asian people. The protest that followed paved the way for the Race Relations Act. Our correspondent Joe Black looks back at his life.
Trying is what I did in my life, in my whole life. I keep trying.
For 60 years, Roy Hackett dedicated his life fighting for racial equality. In 1963, he was one of the driving forces behind this campaign, the Bristol Bus Boycott. The protest, which sought to overturn a ban by Bristol Omnibus Company on employing black and Asian drivers and conductors. Back then, it was legal for companies to discriminate against someone because of the colour of their skin.
There were placards in the door. No Irish, no gypsies, no black, no dogs. Bristol, it wasn't like it is today. It was very hard for us to find a place to live, number one. And it's very hard for a black man to get a job here in Bristol.
That fight saw the company change its policies and helped pave the way for the Race Relations Acts of 1965 and 1968, which made discrimination illegal.
That fundamental step, just getting the law on the side of anti-racism, the Bristol Bus Boycott and Roy Hackett and his colleagues were absolutely fundamental. This is our story, the British colour bar, the British bus boycott. And Roy is an absolute central figure in that story. That's really the story of how we became the Britain that we are today.
Roy Hackett's name became synonymous with civil rights, and for many, his tireless campaigning made him a father figure, not just here in Bristol.
To remember him is not just to remember a moment in a civil rights movement, but it's to remember that moment in a continuum of history and struggle against racism.
Roy Hackett was also one of the founders of St Paul's Carnival, one of the UK's most inclusive events. The Jamaican-born campaigner was appointed OBE in 2009 and became an MBE in 2020. He's been described as a humble, principled freedom fighter, a man whose legacy lives on.
Roy Hackett, who's died at the age of 93.